This is the speaking test conducted for the International English Language Testing System. It's a mock test designed to simulate the real IELTS speaking exam. My name is Erkin Kasimov. I'm your examiner, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's your full name?
My full name is Aybek Iskandar, and you can call me Aybek.
Okay, Aybek, in this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's first talk about the place you live in. Do you live in a house or a flat?
Well, currently I'm living in an apartment, sharing with my brother. It's just outside the city, so we chose this particular place to be far from this noise of the city.
Do you plan to live in this place for a long time?
Not really. Now, currently I'm looking for another apartment. Now, as I mentioned earlier, my current flat is outside the city, so I want to move to the heart of the city to make it much easier to get around the city.
So, is there anything you really like about the place you live in?
Yeah, of course. There is only one thing I really like about my flat. I think it's location, because it's far from the city center, so it means the traffic is less congested there. So when you want to drive in the early mornings or in the evenings, you don't kind of get stuck in traffic. So that's the thing I really like.
Okay. Now let's move on to the next topic, and I'd like to ask you some questions about your hobbies now. Do you have any hobbies?
Yeah, I got many hobbies, like playing chess, playing football, communicating with others, you name it. But I really like playing chess because it helps me to stay mentally agile and sharpen my mind consistently. This is what I really enjoy. And also sometimes when I have free time, I might read books because I want to expand my horizon and just get new knowledge.
So do you have the same hobbies as your family members?
Yeah, of course. I have a lot in common with my family members, especially with my dad. We both are really into drawing and painting. Actually, he took this as a professional career. So probably this is kind of a passed down skill for me because I'm really good at painting, I think.
So did you have any hobbies when you were a child?
Yeah, in my childhood, I was quite physically active, and I simply lived and breathed football, and I kind of lived on the pitch after school, because football was everything for me. I even wanted and tried to pursue it professionally, but my parents didn't let me, so I had to give up on that dream.
So do you have a hobby that you have had since childhood?
Yeah, definitely, it's playing chess, because in my childhood I was crazy about chess. When my dad bought me a chessboard, which was really expensive, and after that I was hooked on chess. And since then I have been playing chess professionally. And also nowadays when I'm mentally drained or when I have headache, especially, I try to play chess to ease the pain. Of course, that might sound ironic and a little weird, but it kind of works well for me. So this kind of a therapy for me.
Interesting. Okay, so let's talk about dreams and ambitions now. What was your dream when you were a child?
Well, actually, in my childhood, I was quite impressionable. My dream changed every other day. So firstly, I really wanted to become a professional football player. I spent a lot of time playing football with my friends in the neighborhood. And also, as I mentioned earlier, I was really into playing chess. I even thought of becoming a professional super grandmaster. I used to spend my days glued to chessboard and trying to outcompete other chess players at a local chess club, So that was my dream, but it never came true.
Are you the kind of person who sticks to dreams?
Yeah, I do think so, because whenever I set my sights on something, I always try to, stay committed to it, because I think dreams are really important, So I never mind going an extra mile to achieve what I really want. So I do think I'm the person who sticks to dreams till the end.
So do you think you are an ambitious person in general?
Yeah, I think so, because I have this feeling, or let's say character or quality. I never settle for mediocrity and always strive for and want excellence and best, So whenever I set a goal for myself. I always try to challenge myself, step out of my comfort zone, and then push myself to the limits, you know. So at this time, life feels more meaningful. And when I learn something new and when I kind of explore new things or my abilities, especially that latent abilities, I truly enjoy and I like this whole process. So I think I am definitely an ambitious person.
All right, that's the end of part one. Now let's move on to part two. In part two, I'd like to give you a cue card, which asks you to talk about a friend from your childhood. You'll have 1 minute to prepare for this. You can take notes if you wish. Here is your cue card and some paper and pen to take notes.
Okay, thank you.
You can start taking notes now. I'll tell you when the time is up. You can start now. Okay, your time is up now. Remember, you have between 1 and 2 minutes to talk about this. So don't worry if I stop you. You can start talking now.
Okay, so I'd like to describe one of my childhood friends, named Guanch. He was my best friend. Actually, everything started, really simply when we started our primary education. So we were in the same class, and then our teacher seated us together. Actually, firstly, we barely spoke to each other because I was a little shy and introverted. So it was really difficult to break the ice. And then after some time, we started talking. Actually, then we hit it off, you know. And then our friendship, so it's ups and downs. Actually, I think after that, this friendship has developed into a really strong friendship over time. So I like to describe one of the situations that's truly memorable. So we actually, my friend convinced us, me and my friends, to build a tree house, you know, just outside the village. And then we had no tools and equipment, so we decided to steal it from nearby farm. And then we did it, and then we spent whole afternoon, you know. And then actually before he finished the job, so the whole thing, the stuffed treehouse fell apart, you know. So it was really kind of funny. We laughed a lot, and it kind of etched into our memory, you know, for a lifetime. Another thing that makes this friend truly outstanding is the fact that when we decided to run a marathon together, just a couple of minutes before the marathon started, so I sprained my leg and then I had to withdraw because I was not that, you know, ready for that. And he also kind of stood by me and he also pulled it off. So I was deeply moved by his character because we had always healthy competition and he had a chance to outcompete me, but he decided to give up. So, you know, I felt that...
Do you still keep in touch with this old friend of yours?
Yeah, barely.
Thank you. Let's move on to part three now. And in part three, I'd like to ask you some more general questions about friendship and social media, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think is the difference between having younger friends and older friends?
Well, I think having both types of friends is is really useful, I think, because younger friends are usually more energetic and more adventurous. So you can get new ideas or new trends, stuff like that, you know, because they always try to learn new things and then might teach you. But if you have older friends, I think they are already professionally and financially established and emotionally mature. So when you need advice about something, probably you can reach out to and then get something really useful easily.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about communicating via social media with friends?
Well, I think it's like a double-edged sword, you know, because on the one hand, it's really useful because you can maintain your friendship despite geographical barriers. You can, you know, get in touch with anyone that you want very easily thanks to social media and other platforms. But the problem with this is that I think friendship and relationship might start to feel a little bit, less emotional because you cannot kind of feel their emotions in real life, because people tend to present let's say an idealized form of themselves. They try to hide their problems and stuff like that. So this might be a little confusing, let's say, a negative downside.
So do you think online social media will replace face-to-face communication in the future?
I don't really think so. I think, of course, for the most part, for many people, online communication might be easier. Of course, it's easier because you can save time and it's much more convenient. But I think in the future, there will still be people who truly appreciate the significance of this face-to-face communication, you know. So I would say that social media will complement the communication. I mean, this offline communication.
Mm-hmm. So do you think it's important for kids to have close friends?
Yeah, I think it's really, really important because at a young age, you know, children sometimes hide their emotions or hide their, you know, their desires from their parents or from their teachers. So when they have a person that's really close and that they can talk with more openly, I think it gives them an edge because they can open their emotions and their feelings, so they can have a conversation. And also, I think when they have such a friend, I think it improves their teamwork and communication skills at that young age.
Okay. So do you think parents should have an influence on who their children become friends with?
Well, actually, it will be really, you know, important when necessary, I think, because if they interfere a lot, probably children might feel disappointed, right? And also, I think parents don't exactly know who their children can become friends with. So I think they should give their children a little bit freedom in this sense, I think.
Thank you. That's the end of our speaking test. So let's move on to the feedback part now.
Okay.
Your performance was cool. I don't know what you guys think or whatever you say, but this performance really deserves, I think, somewhere around 8.5. I think in terms of grammar, you don't have any major issues, at least any major issues that I noticed. So your fluency was nice. You spoke fluently for the most part. I don't think you have any issues there either. And but in terms of pronunciation, you had you mispronounced a few words. So you said whole, and you did this twice. So it should be whole. This word is pronounced as whole. Yes. This once you said this whole process, it should be whole process. And then in part 3, when you were talking about friends and this online communication thing, you said something like geographical, I guess.
Yes.
But I think it should be geographical. So you mispronounced a. It had to be a. Geographical. In terms of grammar, I think you don't have any major issues. You just had a few slips here and there. So you said equipments, which is uncountable. So, and then you said it's etched into our memory. I think here you should have used passive and you should have said it got etched into our memory. It got etched into our memory, yes. And in terms of vocab, I think you did a great job because you had a lot of natural collocations, a lot of natural topic-related words. So I'd give you a 9 on that. Okay, so your overall score, according to my subjective assessment, would probably be an 8.5 because of those pronunciation mistakes you had. Again, when you are aiming for a 9, you really have to aim for perfection. You have to strive for perfection. It has to be perfect. Yeah. Of course, some examiners leave some small room for such small slips. But again, you never know what kind of examiner you'll have in your exam. You might end up with a very strict one. So, and then just because of those 2 small grammar mistakes, again, I would lower your grammar score to an 8. So that would be 9, 9, and 8 for grammar and 8 for pronunciation. So your oral score in the exam would probably be an 8.5 for such a performance. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.